Do you smell it, lads? It's the smell of a brand new What If series. It's not a Naruto one. No, after doing 24 videos for What If Makoto adopted Naruto, I felt the next one had to be a non-Naruto related one. So yeah, what this one obviously is, as you can read here, comes to us. Surprisingly, I could only find one person who gave me a suggestion, Gaming God. And that's just because it was the next one up in the list. Is what if Kid Goku, died and went to train with King Kai? Now, we have to figure out, A, when this takes place, and B, how it takes place, because there's a bunch of factors that kind of have to change in order for this to happen. So, A, when does it take place? I think it would take place more than likely with the defeat of King Piccolo. So, in this alternate timeline, Goku and King Piccolo duke it out, and King Piccolo and him are actually, and I literally looked up the official power levels for both of them before I did this, because I wanted to get some numbers right to illustrate what numbers I use for the future. They were both roughly around like 260 for their power levels. They both, they charge, and Goku obviously gets that final charge in and blows a hole straight through King Piccolo's chest. But if you recall, King Piccolo had pretty much taken out all of his limbs, save for one of his arms. They basically did like the Ozaru fist, I guess we'll call it. So in that scenario where he does in fact kill King Piccolo, and all is saved and they say, but he spits out the egg, and Goku sees this and he looks and just, no, darn it, and he falls to the ground. Now, I will admit, I can't remember if there was anyone actually there watching the fight. I know Roshi was dead at that point. If I'm not mistaken, I know Krillin was dead at that point. If I'm not mistaken, Tien was still alive. Yeah, Tien was still alive because they were able to bring him back, I think. No, was Tien still alive? I can't remember exactly. Point being is that either Yajirobe, Yamcha, whoever it need be, Bulma, they're there and they see Goku. They're like, "Don't worry, Goku. We'll get you a senzu and you'll be fine. Don't worry." And Goku's like, "I don't think so, guys." In this version, Goku was far more wrecked from the fight with King Piccolo than he was initially, where he was severely beaten, but he was still alive. This version, no, he's got internal bleeding, his organs are ruptured, broken bones. This time Goku just isn't making it. But we did it. We did it, guys. I did it, but Piccolo, he spit out something. I don't know. It looked like an egg. An egg. That means he might come back. We've gotta stop him. He's like, "Don't worry, Goku. We'll keep the fight on for your honor, bro. We'll keep fighting on no matter what." And cause that's good enough. Could really give us something to eat right now. As he's just kind of smiling and just kind of. And Goku dies, and they're just crying and sad. Like, we should give him a proper burial. And as they see that see Goku lying on the ground, going to get the body to give him a proper burial, because they don't have Dragon Balls, and they know they don't have Dragon Balls. They see Goku's body fade out of existence. Like, what happened? What's going on? And then, lo and behold, a gentleman, God, how can I say this without saying words? A very racially insensitive looking gentleman standing on a flying carpet, it just appears and was like, "I believe I can explain that." It's like, huh? Cut to Goku waking up not on Kami's lookout, because he's dead, but in the other world. Now, Goku at this point in his life, he still has a bit of good to do in his life, but let's be honest. Defeating the Red Ribbon Army, just being a generally good person in general, defeating Emperor Pilaf, defeating King Piccolo, yeah, come on. That's earned him a spot to keep his body in heaven. It's like, wait, whoa. Sorry, my knee just hit one of our little shelves over here and dropped something. No, nothing serious. It's like, what's going on? How am I dead? I'm still alive? No, Goku, you're dead. But it's not. But it will not be forever. It's like, huh? And he turns around and he sees Kami. He's like, and like before Kami just laser blast and just hit the ground. He was like, "I am not King Piccolo, Goku. Remember when you fought him? He was younger because he wished for the Dragon Ball, wished for his youth back, correct? Wait, that's right. Then you got old again. I am not King Piccolo. I will explain everything. My name is Kami, and I will explain everything to you. And Goku's just like, wait, Kami? And Kami explains to him that, yes, what happened with the Dragon Balls is that, in order for Dragon Balls and me to be the protector of the Earth, because I'm the guardian of Earth, had to split from Piccolo. He basically gives him the rundown. It's like, wait, so you're the guardian, you created Dragon Balls? Yes. The Dragon Balls are gone, though. We can't wish any of my friends back. It's like, do not fret, Goku. As the creator, only the dragon and the Dragon Balls were destroyed. As the creator, I can recreate. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was just the dragon who was destroyed. Dragon Balls just went flat, finito. I can restore the dragon to his rightful form. Wait, you can bring the dragon, which means you can bring the Dragon Balls back, which means we can wish everyone back. And Kami's just looking, he's like, "My, you are quite the stranger." Like, wait, what do you mean I'm strange? You're dead, Goku. I hate to tell you this, but you were right the first time. You're dead. You have died. You are no longer among the living, and yet here you are looking for the happiness and the well-being of your friends still, despite the fact that you yourself were no longer among the living. A very admirable trait indeed. Wait, are you gonna wish me back? In time, Goku, but there is something you must know. King Piccolo will return. Before he died, and he again explains how Piccolo spat the egg that will come to be Piccolo Jr., the Piccolo we know. It was my intention to trade you myself, but unfortunately you died. Well, you could wish me back, right? Indeed, but seeing as you're here in the other world, I've thought of another arrangement. You'll trade with me in time, but instead, I would like you to go seek out King Kai and train with him for the foreseeable future. Wait, for how long? Again, given the progression of my race, I would say about 3 years time, because I had to be sure how long Goku trained with Kami. That's how long he trained, so that's the time frame I'm giving him here. When the time comes, give you your life back, wish your life back, or we'll basically wish you back to life with the Dragon Balls. We'll wish your friends back first. We'll exclude you from the wish of bringing everyone King Piccolo killed back. So you'll have time to train. Well, wait, why can't you just bring me back to life and then I train King Kai? I could do that, but your dead body has less limitations than your living body. It'll allow you to train harder than you normally would. Okay, that sounds pretty cool and all that. I guess that sounds cool. I can get some more training in. Krillin and Master Roshi are going to be back. And if Tien did die, that part I can't remember if Tien actually was killed. And everyone's going to be back. It's going to be awesome, right? And again, King Kami just kind of like glass. Well, you're a strange, curious creature indeed. But I must admit that youthful energy is quite invigorating. So we must go. Let's make the arrangements for you to travel to meet King Kai. All right. So they go and they meet King Yama. And, Kami, what are you doing here? They say, King Yama, this is the one I told you about, Goku. Oh, yeah, the one who once passed it on Snake Way. Meet old King Kai. All right, whatever, just go. But before, I must ask you, what do you think of this desk? It's a nice desk. It's made of mahogany. We really must be going. Silence! Mahogany. I had to get the mahogany joke out there. Come on, DBZ and Bridge, man. The Team 4-star killed it with that series. And honestly, I like Hellsing and Bridge even more than like DBZ and Bridge. I love DBZ and Bridge. So anyway, he explains what Snake Way is. Now, I actually also looked up how long it took Goku to cross Snake Way. It took him 177 days. But seeing as Goku is, let's be honest, not quite half as strong as he's more than half as strong as he was when he crossed Snake Way. Because Goku's full power, roughly speaking, was like 430 something or 420 something. So he's beyond the halfway point. So way I figured it, basically just double the time, because the whole Princess Snake thing wasn't canon from what I understand, and I can't remember if the fall into the end of the home planet for the losers was also canon. I can't remember that, but that doesn't happen. It just takes him twice as long. So it eats up basically a year of his time just to get to King Kai's. But before he goes, he basically said, "By the way, Goku, seeing you haven't learned the flight technique yet, I assume." Wait, flying? Oh, you mean like the crane school does, like the end is like that's that's correct. Unfortunately, you won't be able to get to King Kai's on your own without your own abilities as it is. So here, something for you. Wait, when he just Goku catches like, "Hey, the power pole. Wait, why do you still?" I was like, "You left it attached to Cord's lookout, and to attach it to my lookout. It was right for the yours to begin with, so I figured it." Actually, no, he didn't do that. I just realized he didn't do that. So he actually still has his power pole. So, but it didn't. So, I roll the excuse back real quick. Instead, he explains like you didn't, your items did not die with you, but it's something that you'll find useful in your travel. And you could make an argument it could shorten Goku's time a little bit. Like it doesn't take a full year to get there, like 356 years if I'm not mistaken, days in a year. You multiply 177 by 2, you get 354, so nearly a year. So, but I mean, you could still have a couple of days off of the power pole, like power pole extend, just kind of pole vaulting a little bit. I can actually see Goku doing that. I mean, the clouds look like the Nimbus cloud. Maybe Nimbus actually exists in that world. I don't think we ever saw that. I doubt it. Anyway, he does eventually reach King Kai's palace, King Kai's planet. And the minute he gets there, he just, like he did in the original, blah, blah, except it's Kid Goku. So the 10 times gravity is a lot harsher on his body. Now, there is a clip. Not clip. There is a moment in the anime, at least, where we do see what happened when Goku went into the hyperbolic time chamber to try to train, which he hasn't done, keep in mind. So he's still got both those two goes. And he was struggling to move in the 10 times gravity. He had to get out of there after a few months because it was driving him crazy, the isolation and the extreme environment. He just wasn't strong enough. Here it's just gravity. And he's trying to move. It's like, it's so heavy here. It's like, that's because my planet is 10 times that of Earth, young Saiyan. What? And then he sees this blue guy right here with a monkey and a cricket. Like, hello, what are you doing on my planet? Your planet? Are you King Kai? That's right. I'm King Kai, the North Kai, and the overseer of the North Galaxy region. And you, again, I asked the question, who are you, young Saiyan? I'm Goku. Why do you keep calling me a Saiyan? I'm from Earth. And is it a Saiyan from Earth? He must have been one of the few survivors they sent out before the planet was destroyed. What? Never. Something for later. So what are you doing here exactly? And it's the same scenario before, is that Kid Goku's got to get, King Kai to laugh at a joke he says in order for King Kai to train him. And I actually think Kid Goku would have a easier time doing this. I'm gotta train so I can beat King Piccolo. It's like, and I'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, you gotta make me laugh. Well, how do I do that? It's like, I don't know. Tell me a joke. I don't really know any jokes. Wait, how old are you, kid? And if I remember correctly, Goku is 15 at this point. Because he spends 3 years, he's about 18 at that. By when we get to the martial arts tournament, he's roughly in his late teens. So I believe he's about 15 or 16 at this point. Despite the fact he's a real short. Have you noticed that him and Krillin were really short? Oh, I mean, Krillin stayed short, but Goku was really short, and then just blink. Anyway, I was like, wait, how can you be a teenager and not know how to tell a joke? I was like, well, and Goku actually explains the scenario, and then actually causes King Kai to laugh. Like, well, that I guess itself is funny. All right, kid. I mean, nothing else because I kind of like you already. Well, I'll train you. And Goku's training them. But first, we're gonna get you. First training, catch Bubbles. Wait, catch Bubbles? My monkey, catch Bubbles. And Goku spends time trying to catch Bubbles, which was basically to get him to acclimate to the gravity. Now, because Goku is, first off, weaker than he was in the original, I do think it takes him a bit longer to acclimate to the gravity, because at this point, he only has 2 years to train. I think it takes him a little less than half a year to get it down, because, again, we don't know how long it actually, Goku trained with King Kai, I believe, for 177 days? No, 158 days. That's how long he trained, roughly speaking. He did not train a full year with King Kai. We should note that right now. He didn't even get a full year because he had to run it. So Goku spending 2 full years with Kinkai training is actually going to do a lot for him. Um, I can't remember the exact numbers though. But I would assume that it takes him a good couple months minimum just to get down with the gravity and then start moving at his own speed and pace. Um, at a regular speed. So about half a year mark comes, he's finally caught Bubbles, the Gregory challenge comes. That probably takes much less time now he's acclimated to the gravity. And so begins his actual training under King Kai for the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb. And one other thing I'm going to throw in there, because with that much time on his hands, I think it's only fair to get one other thing on there. One of the things, though, that King Kai does besides the train, because, yeah, he's going to learn Spirit Bomb, he's going to learn the Kaioken. We'll explain how more equipped he is with the Kaioken in this version in a little bit. But one of the things that King Kai tells him is that, at one point when they're like sitting down for food and stuff like that, like, oh yes, you called me a Saiyan when I got here. What do you mean Saiyan? Yes, I did call you that. This is because you're not from Earth, Goku. What do you mean not from Earth? How many other Earth or humans have you ever met that have a tail? Well, and then Goku's, no one. Think about it. That's because you're not human, Goku. You're from a different planet. Wait, I'm an alien? Yeah, I mean, you pretty much look the same, but yeah, technically you're an alien. Well, wait, what exactly happened then? How'd I get there? Well, I can tell you the story of what happened to your planet. I can only give you a best guess of why you ended up on Earth. And he details the events of Frieza destroying the planet. Goku just says, I don't like this Frieza guy. He's a merciless tyrant, Goku. Hopefully you'll never have to meet him. But how do you think I got to Earth? My best guess, your folks probably put you in a ship when you were little and sent you off into the cosmos before the planet blew up. A last parting gift from your folks, I would imagine. Oh, that was nice. Maybe I can see them one day. Well, if they're probably somewhere in the other world. May not have their bodies, but they're probably somewhere. They're probably doing well enough. So, Goku learns that. Anyway, King Kai tells us, like, by the way, Goku, you might never want to look at a full moon unless you can learn to control it. It's like, what? What do you mean? And he explains how Saiyans turn into great apes when they look at the moon because of their tails. It's like, whoa, really? It's like, oh, yeah, that sucks. You could probably train to minimize this. In fact, I've heard some Saiyans can even control themselves in their ape form. Quite impressive, really. Goku's like, well, maybe I'll try that. But we'll save that for later, Goku. We'll focus on your main training right now. Right. And so Goku focuses on his main training, Kaioken Spirit Bomb. Now, what is Goku's power level at this point? And eventually we'll, like in every Dragon Ball Z What If, we'll eventually get to the point where I'm not really going to be talking about power levels, just how they kind of match up with each other in terms of character powers. Where the character's power matches up to the character they're fighting, I should say, and how well that fight goes. But for like the early stages once we get to like Namek, once we get past Namek and stuff like that, that's when the power levels are gone. But for now, we'll talk power levels. When Goku got there, his actual power, roughly speaking, is about 400 and something. But you have to also factor in that because he got to keep his body, he actually probably got a bit of a Zenkai. And I've never actually considered that little factor until recently. And the fact that he died meant that was probably a little sizable Zenkai. So if we were to maybe even him out to say a solid 600 for his full power, then you go to the 8,000 marker where it's over 8,001, whatever. It's over 8,000. Point being, let's say 8,000. So you do the math on that real quick. That means Goku didn't take the 20 times multiplier that I kind of normally figured he did. It means he more than likely took closer to, and again, I'm using rough numbers here at the moment, but more closer to like a 15 times multiplier, which is still impressive. Now, since Goku's had to acclimate to the gravity for so long, but also these younger, lower power level, he's got more room to grow. It's a bit of a mishmash. Also, he's spending more time on King Kai's planet. In fact, a full 2 years on his planet, basically, or near full 2 years. So that's a lot of time to spend on a planet. So from 260, I did a conservative 40 times over 2 years on King Kai's planet. Don't forget he's learning the Kaioken, which is going to put strain in his body, which means he'll probably be getting Zenkais throughout this experience. So 10 times the 260 that he arrived at, you can make an argument maybe even got a little stronger on the way there. I'm not going to really round it up to, well, Actually, you know what? For even numbers' sake, we'll round it up. I'll round it up to the 300. It took him to get the snake way because that's a lot of exercise and training that a young Goku would be getting. And so that could, in theory, get him enough to just kind of bump him up. Plus, again, Saiyan physiology, Zenkai. So there you can make that argument. So that means by the time he gets off of King Kai's planet, he will have a solid even 12,000 for a power level, which by Dragon Ball standards is god tier. Like no one's touching you in Dragon Ball at that point. But what does that mean for the Kaioken? How well does his body handle the Kaioken? Well, at 8,000, again, it's over 8,000. It was slightly over, but at 8,000, his body could naturally handle a ×2 without any real strain. I mean, there's always a minor bit of strain, but his body could handle it, and he didn't feel any ill effects towards it. He struggled, but handled a triple Kaioken and was able to continue to do the triple Kaioken, though it was putting a harsher strain on his body, and he was barely able to handle a ×4 Kaioken. At that point, his body was near it was basically hitting its limit, and at that point, if he had gone maybe ×5, he would have he would have been gone beyond repair. He wouldn't have been able to fight anymore. He'd be lucky to be alive at that point. Here he's basically 50% stronger. What I think you'll see here is it's more that he can easily handle a triple. I think you basically just square everything up a little bit. Is that he can easily handle the triple. And he's had enough time to train and figure out what his body can really handle effectively. Triple he can do no problem. ×4 puts a little bit of a strain. It puts a bit harder strain on him, but I think it's actually less of a strain than the triple did in the original because he's had so much time to practice and toughen up his body. He can probably pull off if he had to a ×6 Kaioken. But he knows at this point this is his limit. He can't do anything past that. And keep in mind that while he's been training and toughening up, he's only been exposed to 10 times gravity. Whereas in the Namek arc, when he's training that, he's exposed to 100 times gravity, which is why his body could hold a ×10 without too much difficulty. Well, to be fair, his body handled that after he got the big Zenkai and fought Frieza. When he arrived on Namek, we only saw like a triple. Actually, we only saw really a double now I think about it, because it's estimated his power level was 90,000. But still, he probably could have handled the ×10 if we're going to be honest. This Goku, if he had to, could push it to 6 and still live, but he'd be wrecked at that point. And I don't mean like wrecked to the point where he could never fight again. It's just wrecked like he's done. Like one quick times. Kind of like what the ×20 Kaioken did to him in the original. Like he's done. He can't do anything. He's tired. His body's about to break if he tries anything crazy. But one thing Goku... Now, when I had initially thought that he spent longer time training with Kami, I was planning to do something else, but he didn't, so we're not going there. But one thing I did want to put in there, because it's not canon technically, but I like this little scene, and I like the idea that King Kai did know this technique, because let's be honest, he knew the yard dresser there. King Kai teaching Goku the instant transmission, I think, would actually be very prudent. Because I think with that much time to train, he would be aware that it's still going to take Goku a long time to get there, even after learning to fly, which I think that would be another technique he learns. But instead, he's like, here, I'll teach you one more technique, Goku. Probably not a combat technique, but maybe possibly even a more useful one. More useful? It's like in these shows on the instant transmission. It's like, well, what is that? You're just teleporting on. This is called the instant transmission, Goku. It's was developed by people known as the Yardrets from the planet Yardret. Ironic, little bit. And basically explains technique and teaches it to Goku, who again has long-term time to master it. Now, come near the end of the 2 years, Goku's halo disappears as Kami contacts King Kai, letting him know that, they're wishing Goku back and it's time for Goku to return. And King Kai, tells us to Goku's, all right, I'll meet you at King Yama's place. It's like, wait, you'll meet me there? Well, I could meet you on Earth, but I assume you're going to be waiting for me there anyway, so I don't want to leave you hanging. It's like, wait, what? It's like, I'll show you in a little bit. So they bid their goodbyes. Goku's basically, he's actually outgrown a lot of his clothes. King Kai's had to make new wardrobe for him because he's got the power to do that, if I'm not mistaken. I was like, well, King Kai, thanks for everything. I wish I could say it's been a blast, but you have nearly eaten me out of house and home. Yeah, sorry about that. Nah, don't worry. I always I had planned for a sane appetite when you came in. Honestly, Goku, I will say you have been simultaneously my greatest student and my worst student. I was like, I don't know how to take that. Take it out as it was, as a compliment and an insult. And they both share a laugh. Like, well, Goku, I don't expect to see you. There's not much more you can learn from me. But with that instant transmission of yours, if you ever get around to just stopping by, wanting to hang out and say hello, look me up. Thank you, Sensei. It's like, oh, no worries. King Kai, there's one other thing. Could you maybe? He's like, oh yeah, no problem. And then he fixes Goku's clothes up. It's like, oh wow, you even put my old turtle school signia on there. It's like, oh, is that a problem? It's like, well, no, not at all. I mean, but now I'm trained with both you and Master Roshi. I was kind of hoping I might wear your sigil. Take a look on the back, Goku. And sure enough, he's got his signia on there. So Goku bids farewell to him. And he has a transmission to the Kami who's like, whoa, how did that happen? How did you do that? Oh, it's a cool technique I learned. Don't worry, I'll explain it to you later. Then they basically head back to Earth. And yeah, that is where we're ending part 1 of this. I think it's a good spot to end it, where Goku does finally show back up. To finally go back to Earth after training many years with King Kai, and his friends are all worried, but knowing that thanks to Mr. Popo, that he wouldn't come back eventually. So that's where we're ending it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. No ideas for who would win. Star Wars, Superior Magic, whatever. Anything you want. Anything we do on the channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. Hit that bell if you want notifications. Thanks for watching. See you later.